Hello and welcome. We're going to solve this problem together, but first, try it on your own. All right. So they tell us which expression is, they ask us, which expression is not equivalent to 6 to the third divided by 6 to the sixth. So I want to underline the word not because I often forget the goal of the problem. We are trying to figure out, of course, what this equals and which of these choices don't equal that. So there are lots of exponents here that we could use, but I'm also going to just write this out for a moment. We have 6 to the third. That means 6 times itself, and then multiply it again. So it's essentially saying to multiply 3 sixes. And we're dividing that by the product, right, of 6 sixes, right? Okay, so I've written it out, and what I notice is this group of sixes right here will essentially cancel each other out. Right? 6 times 6 times 6, that's 216. Okay, so if I think of 216, and then I'm going to divide it by the product of 216 times another 216, but I'll leave it as 6 to the third for now. The 216 divided by itself is just 1, and we have 1 over 6 to the third. So this equals 1 over 6 to the third, but we don't want what it's equal to. We want what it's not equal to. Now, if this part right here is throwing you off a little bit, let's just talk about this with smaller numbers for a moment, because sometimes math concepts with bigger numbers are difficult, but with smaller numbers might be more digestible. Let's say you have the number 2, and you're dividing it by 2 times 2. Okay, so in this situation right here, what would we do with the order of operations? Well, you might multiply the two 2's on the bottom, that's just 4, and then you still have the 2 in the numerator. 2 divided by 4, that's the same as 1/2. So if we think about our strategy up here, it also applies. Take 2 and you divide it by two groups of 2. Well, these 2's right here, if you divide them by each other, that's just 1, right? They cancel out, just like up here. It's just 1, and what's left is 1/2, which is what we just had right here. And this always works with multiplication, right? If you're multiplying in a fraction, you can cross out or divide common factors, and there's a lot more to understanding why that works, but I think it's important to get a grasp on it, or to start to think about how it helps us. Now, once we have that in grasp, we can look at our other situations here. 1 divided by 216, that is the same as what we have here, because 6 to the third is 216. And then two choices left. Well, I know it has to be A now because 1 divided by 6 squared is 1 over 36, and 1 over 36 can't be the same thing as 1 over 216, so that can't be the answer. But just to verify that B also equals it, right, 6 to the negative third, that means 1 divided by 6 to the third. It literally means that, right? The negative sign in exponent refers to division. You just always start with 1. So if you have 6 to the negative third, we start with 1, and then we divide it by 6 to the positive third, or 3 sixes. This is a definition, right? So that also equals 1 over 6 to the third, and the answer is choice A. All right, I hope this helped.